Lilith Quillen, where the heck have you been, and why are you wearing sunglasses indoors? I'll get to the where have you been in a moment, but first, despite appearances, these are not sunglasses. They are literal rose-colored glasses. Until further notice, I will now be wearing either my reading glasses on my face, the ones that are currently on my face, or my distance lenses, both of which have literal rose-colored lenses. It turns out that a prescription to go through life wearing literal rose-colored glasses was the cure for what was ailing me. For the last several months, I thought I was depressed. Turns out my brain was being hijacked by light. Since I haven't posted since November, let me catch you up really quickly so you have context for the miracle that was my Friday. In December and January, I had a couple of what I refer to as hypermobile cascading systems failures. In December, my ribs went out under my scapula. Yes, under my scapula. I quite literally could not sit up and breathe at the same time. Then in January, my lower back went out, which also affected my being able to sit up and do things. For the last several months, I've also been using a Dynasplint on my left knee. What is a Dynasplint, you ask? In spring of 2024, I snapped my kneecap in half. This was before I had my connective tissue disorder diagnosis, so we didn't really expect for my knee not to heal properly. I have a pretty good range of motion insofar as I can bend my knee. Thank you, hypermobility. I cannot straighten my leg. The Dynasplint is basically like a medieval torture device, but with Velcro. I wear it for 90 minutes a day while it cranks my legs straighter and straighter. The Dynasplint is working. Slowly, but it's working. The cost of the splint working, though, is 90 minutes a day and cranking up the pain in both my knee and my head. So that's over 10 and a half hours a week of time that used to go to content creation, plus extra pain that makes it harder to concentrate on content creation. I had been hoping the Emgality might decrease my head pain, but so far it's not. If anything, my head pain has been increasing. All of that is to say that my body has been rather preoccupied for the last 4 months. That's why there has been no content. On top of it all, I thought I was depressed. Not sad depressed. I'm talking zero motivation here. Could not start things. Could not finish things. Not even small things. Felt like I was pushing through half-hardened concrete just to get through a normal day. I know what depression looks like. I know that given all the stuff I've been through in my life, depression would be a normal response. I figured all the trauma had finally caught up with me. I accepted that and filed it under the "This is my life now" tab and just worked on riding the wave of my new normal as best I could. I had all sorts of fun feelings about this. There were all the fun internal dialogue tapes about what a worthless piece of shit I was for not being able to do even the simplest of tasks, followed by what would I tell someone who had been through what I've been through about depression being a completely natural response to this much pain and exhaustion. Reminding myself to breathe and not to make myself wrong for a completely normal physiological response to extreme amounts of trauma. Rinse, repeat. But here's what I didn't understand until last Friday. I had absolutely no idea that light was the culprit. As you may recall, I've been dealing with severe light sensitivity since my TBI last May. I've been dealing with it as best I can and just putting up with the pain light causes me, even though my eyelids literally start pulsating the second there is light. I just did what I normally do, endure the pain because there isn't much else to be done about it. Recently, when I went in for my annual checkup with my eye doctor, he prescribed specialized lenses tinted specifically for TBI symptoms. Behold my lovely new literal rose-colored glasses. These babies come with FL41 tint. With these new glasses, I was expecting a reduction in the pain I experience as the result of light. But I don't know that I had any idea just how much pain that had actually been causing me, or quite frankly, just how much my entire central nervous system was being hijacked by the light. I've spent the last year having an involuntary reflex triggering a state of high alert that was taking over my entire nervous system anytime I was exposed to light. No amount of breathing exercises or positive self-talk was ever going to remedy that situation. But here's the crazy bit. What I thought was depression wasn't. Within minutes of putting on my shiny new rose-colored glasses, more than 2, less than 5, my brain had entirely rebooted itself and my motivation had come back online. I went from negative motivation back to normal motivation in under 5 minutes. It turns out I'm not the only one. There is a wide body of research that links our dopaminergic motivational system, a phrase I am shamelessly stealing from Andrew Huberman, directly to how our bodies and brains process light. There's also a wide body of research on how FL41 lenses reduce the sensory overload that can suppress? You guys, what's wrong with my mouth? There's also a wide body of research on how FL41 lenses reduce the sensory overload that can suppress that very same dopaminergic motivational system, the part that handles motivation, initiation, and follow through. Put those two bodies of research together, and you get my Friday. Turns out I wasn't depressed. My dopamine system was being actively suppressed by my photosensitivity. Every time I was in normal light, my nervous system was expending so much energy managing the sensory overload that there was nothing left for the motivational circuits. Experientially, the best way I can describe it is it's like a sound check gone horribly wrong. You've hooked up the microphone to the sound system, but when you turn the sound system on, there's that high-pitched whine that makes everyone clutch their ears. Everything else stops until you get that feedback handled. I genuinely did not know this was a thing. Even with everything I know about neuroscience, with all the reading I've done and continue to do, I still walked around for months thinking I was failing when my brain was actually doing exactly what a brain does under that kind of sustained sensory stress. I had no idea that light sensitivity, short-circuiting motivation was even a thing. Flabbergasted. Absolutely gobsmacked. Mind freaking blown. With my newfangled rose-colored glasses, nothing will stand in the way of my content creation now. Except for my eyelid surgery coming up on the 21st. Why am I having this surgery, you ask? My connective tissue disorder has caused my eyelids to droop so far they're covering my pupils. I spend my entire day doing a nonstop isometric contraction and tilting my head back just to see. Constantly tilting my head back wrecks my neck alignment. Both of these things likely contribute quite a bit to my headaches. Who knew that was a thing? Medical TikTok knew. Medical TikTok always knows. This is what my eyes look like without my glasses on. I have this handy dandy, huge amount of skin up there. After surgery, I'll need recovery time, during which my eyes will be swollen shut. I do plan on taking some footage of my recovery and making at least one recovery video, but obviously I'll need to be able to see to edit the footage, so content will be a bit sparse while I heal. In the meantime, though, here I am with my fabulous rose-colored glasses on. Getting my motivation back feels like a miracle. Sometimes the thing breaking us has a fix we haven't found yet. I hope you find whichever fix you most need. In Veritate Mutatio.